In the early 2000s, the emergence of the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, marked a significant turning point in the global economic landscape. Initially identified by Goldman Sachs' Jim O'Neill, these countries, characterized by large economies and rapid growth potential, formed a bloc that would come to play a pivotal role in shaping the world order. In 2001, the BRICS nations collectively accounted for 19% of the global gross domestic product, GDP, in purchasing power parity terms. Fast forward to the present, and this economic powerhouse, including potential, new members like Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, now holds a substantial 36% share of the global GDP. Projections suggest that by 2040, the BRICS bloc could command an even more formidable 45%, surpassing the combined weight of the G7 major advanced economies. The rapid ascent of the BRICS bloc has triggered a transformation in the global economic narrative. While the member countries exhibit impressive economic growth, their political and economic systems differ markedly from those of advanced economies. This growing economic heft, however, has the potential to usher in a profound shift in global influence, challenging established norms and institutions. Despite the economic prowess of the BRICS nations, the bloc faces inherent challenges, primarily stemming from its lack of cohesion. The diverse political systems and varying economic priorities among member nations pose obstacles to the realization of ambitious objectives, such as challenging the dominant role of the US dollar in global transactions. The expansion of the BRICS, highlighted by the inclusion of 6 additional countries, signifies a broader political agenda. Beyond economic considerations, the bloc seeks to challenge the dominance of Western-led institutions, like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. This geopolitical dimension underscores the BRICS' aspiration to reshape the international financial landscape and promote alternative institutions. The advantages of the expanded BRICS are manifold. Not only does it already surpass the Group of 7 in economic size, but the bloc also boasts sizable diversity and ambitious goals. The inclusion of major oil exporters and importers within the bloc enhances its geopolitical significance, potentially influencing global oil transactions and challenging the preeminence of the US dollar. However, challenges persist on the path to achieving the grand plans laid out by the BRICS. China's economic slowdown, coupled with debt concerns, raises questions about one of the group's main growth drivers. Disagreements among member countries on petrodollars and a lack of consensus on key issues highlight internal hurdles. The vision of establishing alternative institutions and even a single BRICS currency faces practical challenges and political reservations. As the BRICS evolves, its impact on the global economy becomes increasingly evident. The center of economic gravity is shifting towards the East and the South, reflecting a fundamental reorientation of global economic power. Yet the success of the BRICS in realizing its ambitious goals is contingent on navigating internal differences, fostering unity, and effectively addressing the multifaceted challenges that lie ahead. As the BRICS continues to shape the global narrative, it remains a dynamic force in the ever-evolving landscape of international relations. If the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, were to successfully become the dominant world power, it could potentially have significant implications for the role of the US dollar in the global financial system. However, predicting the future with certainty is challenging, and several factors could influence the outcome. Here are 6 potential scenarios. Number 1, the dollar's status as the primary reserve currency. If the BRICS, collectively or individually, challenge the dominance of the US economically and geopolitically, there might be efforts to reduce dependency on the US dollar as the primary global reserve currency. Alternative reserve currencies or a basket of currencies could gain prominence, potentially diminishing the US dollar's central role in global trade and finance. Number 2, impact on dollar demand. A shift in economic power to the BRICS could lead to changes in trade dynamics. Countries might increasingly conduct trade in their own currencies or other alternatives, reducing the demand for the US dollar. If the BRICS successfully establish alternative financial institutions, they may encourage the use of their currencies in international transactions, potentially at the expense of the US dollar. Number 3, currency exchange rates. A decline in the demand for the US dollar could impact its exchange rates. If the dollar loses its status as the primary reserve currency, it might experience depreciation against other currencies, especially those of the BRICS nations. However, the complexities of global currency markets mean that changes in exchange rates are influenced by multiple factors, including economic fundamentals, monetary policies, and geopolitical developments. Before we move on to number 4, please, if you like what you are seeing so far, may you kindly click like and subscribe to our channel. This will really help us a lot, and we owe it all to you. Thank you. Number 4, U.S. economic impact. A reduced global reliance on the U.S. dollar could have economic consequences for the United States. It might lead to higher borrowing costs as the demand for U.S. treasuries could decrease. On the other hand, a weaker dollar might boost U.S. exports, making American goods more competitive in global markets. Number 5, transition challenges. The transition away from the U.S. dollar's dominance would likely be gradual and might face resistance. Many existing global contracts, debts, and financial instruments are denominated in dollars, and changing this infrastructure would take time. Number 6, geopolitical considerations. The geopolitical landscape would play a crucial role. Successful BRICS dominance might be contingent on their ability to establish stable political and economic frameworks, which could, in turn, impact the attractiveness of their currencies on the global stage. It's essential to note that these scenarios are speculative, and the actual outcome would depend on various geopolitical, economic, and policy factors. The US dollar has demonstrated resilience over time, and any significant shift in its global standing would likely be a complex and multifaceted process. In conclusion, the trajectory of the BRICS bloc represents a compelling narrative in the evolving dynamics of the global economy and geopolitics. From its inception as an economic concept by Jim O'Neill to its current status as a formidable coalition of nations, challenging established norms, the BRICS has undeniably left an indelible mark on the world stage. The economic rise of the BRICS, with its substantial share of global GDP and ambitious expansion plans, signals a shifting center of gravity towards the East and the South. This transformative journey, however, is not without its complexities. The bloc's diverse political systems, economic priorities, and internal disagreements pose challenges to the realization of its grand objectives. While the BRICS may not fully replace the existing global order, it is poised to offer substantial alternatives. The inclusion of additional countries, geopolitical considerations, and a shared aspiration to challenge Western-led institutions underscore the bloc's multifaceted role in reshaping the international landscape. As the BRICS faces hurdles and navigates internal differences, its ability to foster unity and address challenges will determine its long-term impact. The expanded BRICS, with its economic heft, geopolitical significance, and diverse membership, stands at the forefront of global discussions on governance, finance, and security. In the years to come, the BRICS will likely continue influencing global economic dynamics, contributing to a rebalancing of power structures. While the journey ahead may be marked by uncertainties, the BRICS remains a dynamic force with the potential to leave an enduring imprint on the international order. As the world watches the unfolding chapters of the BRICS story, it becomes evident that its narrative is far from concluded, and its implications will reverberate across the global stage for years to come. And if you like this video, you might want to watch our next video on the end screen on how to protect yourself and your family during financial crisis. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you have another point that we are missing, please leave it in the comment below. Thank you, and as always, stay blessed.